costs money. She refuses to talk to me now, and I'm wondering if I'm the a-hole here. If I had to give somebody the a-hole hat in this situation out of the wife and the husband, I'm gonna have to give it to the husband, to you actually. Cause like, I mean, I get it. $2,000 is an expensive price. That's quite the price tag, but it's like, you immediately said,
well, she can pay for herself.
She's marrying a doctor. She's not renting a house. She's this. Hear me out. I think your wife just wants to do something really kind for her friend. Bringing up her past so much and kind of using that to justify why she doesn't deserve a gift. It's not valid. It's actually not valid whatsoever, and it makes you sound like a prick. I think you're the a-hole, and I think you should buy her sugar mommy a gift. Hi guys. Okay, before we continue with today's video, I just want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Book of the Month. I have talked about Book of the Month before on this channel, but if you aren't familiar with them, Book of the Month is basically an online book service where each month you get to choose between 5 to 7 books that are handpicked by an editorial team to be sent straight to your doorstep. Guys, they literally comb through hundreds of titles to pick the best new books. And me personally, I love trying new things. I love reading new books, and I love how this service allows me to open up my book horizon instead of sticking to the same tropes that I always read. Okay, the first book I got was The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ali Carter, and guys, I literally read that this was a holiday themed rivals to lovers romance novel, and it was an immediate yes. It was an immediate yes, and you can't be shocked at that. And it's also a mystery, okay? It's a mystery, not just romance. I'm obviously branching out. I'm trying new things. The next book I got was I Might Be in Trouble by Daniel Alman. This is actually a suspenseful dark comedy about a writer who goes on a date and wakes up the next morning to find that his date has been unalive. I actually already started reading this book, and I feel like you guys would like it too. If you're into the same type of books and like the same type of writing style that I like, I think you would like this. You guys can join Book of the Month right now and get your first book for just $5 using the code TINSEL. Plus, new members get a free gift while supplies last. I'll also put the code in the description box below so you guys can get your first Book of the Month. And also, thank you, Book of the Month, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to business. Let's get back to these Am I the A-hole confessions. Am I the a-hole for laughing at my sister's relationship troubles? So I, 28 female, have a younger sister, Emily, 25 female, who was with her high school sweetheart, Jake, since she was 14. They dated all through high school and college, and honestly, they were the epitome of a perfect couple. Jake was always so thoughtful. He'd surprise her with gifts, plan elaborate dates, and he literally lit up whenever she was around. Okay, Jake. They even talked about getting married. Fast forward to a few months ago, Emily cheated on Jake and broke up with him to be with her affair partner, Mark. That just ruined my day. Since then, she's been complaining to me about how Mark doesn't do any of the romantic things Jake used to do. Apparently, he doesn't surprise her with gifts, and their dates are pretty lackluster compared to what she had with Jake. Last week, while I was on the phone with her, she started venting about how she feels unsatisfied in her new relationship. I don't know what came over me, but I just burst out laughing. And that would be me too. I mean, she cheated on the guy who literally worshipped the ground she walked on, and now she's complaining about the new guy not measuring up. Thank you. It just sounded so absurd to me. Emily got really upset and told me I was being insensitive. I tried to explain that I wasn't laughing at her pain, but it felt like poetic justice given how she treated Jake. Now she's barely talking to me, and I'm starting to feel bad. Am I the a-hole for laughing at my sister's relationship troubles when she cheated on someone who treated her like a queen? No. You cheated on your old man, and now your new man isn't living up to the standards that your old man had set the bar at. And that's the same person that you cheated on. And now I'm supposed to sit here in your face and sit down and be like, wow. He doesn't worship the ground you walked on. He doesn't treat you as good as the man that you cheated on. Girl, I see you. I stand with you. Maybe cheat on this one, and then the next one like might be better. You got this. Stay strong. I really don't think you're the a-hole. I feel like because you guys are sisters and you guys are like close, her being upset might affect you a lot more heavy, and you'll feel bad. Because if my sister's upset at me, like I don't even care who's in the wrong. It's just like when she's mad at me, I'm just like sad about it too. So I get it, and I get why you would feel bad. But honestly, you really have nothing to feel bad about. Like I would honestly start laughing, clowning, and trolling my sister if I was in the same situation, and then she would probably hate me too, and then I'd feel bad. But like when you look at the whole like situation on paper, girl, you are not the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for telling my mom she was an unwanted guest? It's like you guys don't even try to like make yourself sound like decent people in these headers. Like I'm reading some of these and there is like zero effort to at least try to make me think that you're like like kind of a good person. Y'all literally sound like this.
Hi, Reddit. So, am I the a-hole for running over my best friend with a 16-wheeler truck and then proceeding to set her childhood home ablaze? And I might have sabotaged her dream job with false accusations, which was a little silly of me, but I don't know. What do you guys think? XOXO.
My wife has had a stressful time at work and was looking forward to a vacation at her grandparents' cabin. She brought a few books she wanted to read, and I brought my fishing rod. She had no plans to entertain. My dad stopped by to go fishing. It was supposed to be just my dad stopping by for the day, but somehow my mom inserted herself and I was shocked to see her. My wife had no plans to entertain her. I told my mom that. My mom bought stuff for lunch and dinner and tried to engage my wife into making dinner for us all, and my wife said no. She's relaxing and reading. If my mom wanted to cook, that's my mom's prerogative. My dad and I get back late, and at the table my mom started to complain how she did this all herself. I look at my wife, who just took her plate and ate in her room. My mom started to complain to me about it, and I told my mom she technically wasn't invited and my wife had no expectations to entertain her in my wife's cabin while my wife is on vacation. My mom started saying, well, she wouldn't have came if she knew that. I told my mom next time to take a hint. If you aren't invited, don't come. My parents left after dinner. My mom complained that my wife should have tried to be a gracious hostess, and I said maybe my mom should try not being an unwanted guest. Like, I feel like the obvious answer is that he is, but I don't really think he's the a-hole here. Sorry. Ugh, but why is this categorized as a-hole? Am I wrong? Ugh, I hate being wrong. Okay, wait, I guess you guys are gonna have to disagree because I know some people are reading that and probably are immediately thinking a-hole, but I feel like I'm just understanding it more from the husband's perspective. It's like your wife just wanted to have like a restful, relaxing weekend, and then your mom came and was like, oh, like, nobody helped me, like, look, I did all this work. But it's like, girl, nobody asked you to do all that, so it's like, you didn't have to do that. The unwanted guest comment, it's a little spicy. Do I think you're an a-hole for saying that? No, because I feel like at the end of the day, you just wanted your wife to relax, and I am all for women's rights, so I think that you might not be the a-hole. But it says a-hole and it's red, and I feel wrong. I feel wrong for disagreeing with the prompt. It says a-hole, but in my opinion, I don't think he is. Like, she brought her books, she brought her things, and then she went in her room to eat. Like, girl, she just wanted like to be left alone. So maybe I just feel bad for the wife. So I'm like automatically taking your side because you're on the wife's side too. And I like how you respect your wife's boundaries. I like you. Unwanted guest is a little mean. Are you an a-hole for that? I don't think so. I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that one. I mean, obviously everybody on Reddit disagrees because this one says a-hole in bright red font, but I don't think he is. I don't think he is, and I'm going to move on to the next one before I change my mind. Am I the a-hole for having a go at my boyfriend when he ate the last of my food while I was in the bathroom? Wait, I already hate your boyfriend. So my boyfriend and I went to a restaurant for only our second time eating out together. This week has been really rough at work, and I asked him to go out for food, saying I needed a pick-me-up. I mentioned I wasn't super hungry since I had already eaten, but I was really looking forward to having some dumplings and soup. I even talked about how excited I was for the dumplings during the drive there. When we ordered, I made it clear that I only wanted 4 dumplings and some soup. My boyfriend ordered 2 large mains for himself since he has a bigger appetite. When the food arrived, I shared my soup with him and tasted a bite of his food, but I was mostly focused on my dumplings. When my dumplings came, I ate one before I needed to run to the bathroom. When I got back, he had eaten both of the remaining dumplings. I was really upset because I had been looking forward to them and only got to eat one. I told him how disappointed I was and called him selfish, saying he never thinks of me. I asked him to pay for how much he ate since I specifically wanted those dumplings. I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but I feel like he should have asked before just taking them, especially since I had expressed how excited I was. Am I the a-hole for getting upset, calling him out for being selfish, and asking him to pay more? Honestly, girl, not at all. The fact that you're even asking this is wild to me because you are not the a-hole whatsoever. Imagine having a terrible day at work. All you're looking forward to is like just 4 dumplings and some soup. I go out with you and I'm expressing how excited I am to eat that food, how joyful, how much I'm looking forward to just like putting that food in my mouth. I go up to pee, I come back, the food is gone. Yeah, you have 5 seconds before I actually start to fight you. I don't care for my boyfriend, my best friend, my mom, my brother, my sister. Actually, if my mom does it, I won't care. That's my mom. I love my mom. If I get up from a table, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I come back and I see that there is a noticeable portion of my food missing. Like if I don't notice it, it's not that big of a deal because it's like, okay, like you were modest, you were cutesy with it. You took a noticeable amount of my food. Why